Wake up, truck-kun! The new anime of fall 2023 are finally here. So cozy up and get ready because up first on our must-watch list we got Absolute Peak. Some say it's trashy and controversial. I say you better take notes, my teen romantic comedy and the likes, cause this anime just showed y'all how to reasonably conclude a dragging high school romance in one single episode, effectively solving a problem that's been plaguing the genre, or rather anime as a whole, for centuries now. Supporters of slow burns might argue the 100 girlfriends who really love you takes all the drama and uncertainty out of the relationship, but honestly, how many more episodes can we watch characters making moon eyes without any plot progression? No more filler or fear of commitment. This anime's unrealistic wish fulfillment is the emotional payoff we'd all been waiting for. Why bother choosing when you can be out here efficiently collecting partners? Like, finally a dude who knows what he wants and goes for it. Absolute Anime of the Year winner right here, I'm telling you. To the fossils asking, why is the 100 girlfriends who really love you so popular, or why is it so highly rated? Look bro, I could show you 100 reasons why this series is an absolute must watch, but I, just like Chad Taru, got no time to waste. This is pro-level parody perfection, a smooth sweep that satirizes and improves the same old tired formulas in a way that's never been done before. Call it innovation, if you will. Takes are all over the place like always, but to me, only one thing is clear. With its different approach, this anime sparked discussions on what fans really want out of their rom-coms. Only time will tell which vision of love wins most hearts in the end. Next up is Pluto, a psychological mystery thriller that no self-respecting anime fan should ever sleep on. This dark seinen take on Tetsuka's Astro Boy will leave you thinking, wow, how is anything supposed to live up to this? Immaculate storytelling, emotional depth, and characters that feel real both inside and out. The sauce was narrative gold to begin with, and Studio M2 fully respected that, using faithfulness and top-tier audiovisual elements to deliver results so impressive even the pickiest CGI critics can't deny the pull. Like Kagurabachi, Pluto is already anime of the century, but then again, why expect anything less from Urasawa, the man who gave us classics like Monster and 20th Century Boys? So fast forward a few decades and you got androids and humans coexisting in peace like they've been bros forever. On the surface, it's all equal rights and Wi-Fi sharing, but turn up the brightness and you'll see that not all the users are as friendly as they seem. Like, okay, in theory, it don't make no difference if you're flesh or plastic now, but in practice, all of these bots are living that minority experience for real. One wrong beep and it's lost media, I'm telling you. The synthetics don't vibe with this, of course, so the tension is nuclear. But everything goes from bad to worse real quick when some rage-fueled maniac suddenly enters the scene and starts hard shutting down anything or anyone who stands in his way, shoving that wrench in the unstable works as if his life depended on it. Now everyone is paranoid AF, side-eyeing like who's bugging, the carbon or the circuits. With resentment off the charts and the kill count rising, it's up to Gesicht, one of the 7 greatest robots of the world, to run diagnostics on this mess. But all the wit and will in the world might not crack the case wide open when the only clue to go on is a calling card signed Pluto. Time is running low. Can the Metal Man debug the malware before the whole city blue screens? Or will his circuits fry, trying to process the real motives behind these heinous crimes? Each new clue suggesting a robot's involvement only deepens the mystery around these inexplicable events. Using mystery like a stealthy cheat code, Pluto shows us how technology is rewiring what it means to be human. It's a reflection on finding purpose in a world dominated by AI. With JoJo's Bizarre Composer laying the beats and several industry legends backing it up, you already know this is about to be a classic. We're talking the kind of hit that bridges the void between seasoned anime fans and first-timers like it's no big deal. Yeah, those boots might have been tragic, but at least we got one good Astro Boy thing out of 2023. This next one goes out to all of you Ram stans going through withdrawal symptoms waiting for ReZero Season 3. I know how you feel, okay? I know that because it's me. I am the Remstan. But don't worry, Desert here is about to make our pain arc a lot less painful. One minute he's out there risking his life on the literal brink of hell, next he opens his eyes and it's 13 years ago? I don't know about you, but my time loop bitches are fading already. Now bro is back in magic school with his scrawny 16-year-old body, trying hard to blend in but failing cause he's actually a grizzled war vet from a different era. Talk about temporal whiplash. Most folks will be curled up in a ball after getting yanked through time like that, but crying over spilt milk from the future really isn't an option for Desert. He's already lost everything once and he'll be damned if he lets it happen again. Only problem, the literal apocalypse strikes in less than 3 years, and though our MC may be wiser and more skilled than his past self, he's still just one dude against the end of the world. The odds ain't great. Can he make it in time? No. That's why he's forced to pull some morally questionable moves, like gaslighting his former friends into becoming the OP heroes the future needs. No time for truth or trust when the fate of humanity is on the line. Too bad not everyone is vibing with his plans to prevent mass extinction. Shady AF villains who know way too much about our boy are watching him from the shadows, and they're just about ready to make their move. Flashy magical fights, time shenanigans, a redemption-seeking hero, and even some spicy romance. A returner magic should be special is the underrated manhwa adaptation we'd all been waiting for. Yes, the CGI may be kind of off-putting, but do not let the budget visuals fool you. This webtoon actually packs one of the illest stories of the entire season, so don't sleep on it. Don't get high on your own supply, they say, but Mao was here for a good time, not a long time. Growing up in the most toxic household of the entire red light district, a life of dangerous habits and questionable choices was to be expected. I mean, how could a girl not get curious with all those funky smelling herbs and bubbling vials laying around 24/7? Anything strange, unusual, or downright bizarre she just had to experiment with. It was like an obsession for real. Other girls would spend their time daydreaming about their crushes, but Mao, you'd find her down in the lab drawing diagrams of complex chemical compounds with little hearts for atoms. By the time she turned 17, Mao was already a full-fledged apothecary, just like her old man, and she was high-functioning, alright, at healing what hurts you, even if it meant risking her own life in the process. But just as she was starting to find her groove as the illest herbalist in town, guess who fell victim to a royal snatch and grab? That's right, now girl was stuck in the palace folding laundry and fetching bath oils for the concubines with the bare minimum energy for the next 2 years. Bummer. The plan was to just lay low and get through with it, but then people started dropping like bad mixtapes, and at that point Mao knew she just had to step up. Undercover or not, a medical girlie can't ignore the signs of poisoning when they're right in her face. Sure, I mean saving royal wasn't what she had in mind or anything, but it had its perks, namely catching the eye of a particularly handsome eunuch. With fans like that in her corner, rising to the ranks was breezy, but more clout also meant more haters, and girl needed to start watching her back if she wanted to make it out of there in one piece. With dangerous secrets, brewing scandals, and a steaming hot will they, won't they, The Apothecary Diaries is the spiciest mystery anime you'll want to check out this fall. This next one is a major PSA about the Big Daddy himself, Attack on Titan. I know that everybody and their mom is gonna be watching this, but I need y'all to know something, okay? The series is not over. Not gonna lie, Isayama stayed trolling us hard with those endless final season bait and switches, but not even the most hardcore fan could have predicted his latest swerve. Just when we'd all resigned ourselves to the anime finally coming to an end this fall, this absolute mad lad went and blindsided us all once again, announcing 18 more pages landing next spring. That's right, chapter 35 is gonna be out in less than a year, and now the fanbase has collectively lost its mind speculating. Are these extra pages just deleted scenes, an extended cut, Levi's long-awaited backstory, or the pitch for the surprise sequel we all low-key want but are afraid to admit? I, for one, cannot wait to see where this goes, even if a tiny piece of me fears a bit of Itachi pain. Will our man pull a Game of Thrones and trip at the finish line by dragging things out too long? Who knows, only one thing's for sure. This is anime history in the making right here. A decade from now, people are gonna be asking where you were when this went down, and you do not want to be the clown who says, oh dad, I don't do overrated stuff. Like, stop, okay? No one believes you. Like, literally, no one believes you. Haters like these, they can talk all they want, but we all know they're gonna be on the couch, sweating just as much, if not more, than the rest of us normals the very instant this hits the screen. Like, why hide it? I mean, I see you replaying Mikasa's best scenes on loop for research, like you're not fooling anyone. Flaws or not, AOT is a cultural reset, okay? And seeing it all unfold on screen with those immaculate visuals and GOATED soundtrack bumping in the background, like, it's about to be a moment, just trust. So yeah, just clear your schedule and don't forget to watch this absolute cult in the making. Okay, now for real, on to the next one. Dirty games too wild for the App Store. Abominations forged in the depths of forgotten forums and abandoned dev rooms. The graphics? Abstract concepts at best. Bugs? They call them features, I think. Crashes? Those are just alternate endings, man, come on. But there's a gamer out there who isn't deterred by the disastrous ratings. No, he is drawn to the busted mechanics like a moth to a laggy flame. Yeah, normal games may provide a smooth experience and all, but where's the fun in that? Sanraku seeks the unfinished maps and unpredictable glitches. He seeks lawlessness, but having conquered all the cursed classics, he now faces a tragic quest of his own, finding more crapware to fuel his fixation. Try Shangri-La Frontier, not a pixel out of place. Ew, Sanraku scoffs. Doesn't this girl know by now that quality has no appeal to him? But then, the bright idea, a speedrun, to dunk on the leaderboards and cement his notoriety. Yeah, that will show him. So he gets the game and launches in, expecting the usual cakewalk. But SLF got a thick slab of humble pie with his name written on it. Suddenly, homie's feeling out of his element against the pixelated foes, but buggy boys are hard to squash. Teaming up with Pencil Gun and Oikazo, Sanraku hatches a plan to demolish the game once and for all. But more frames don't always mean more fun. Mysterious codes and corrupt files lurk in the digital realm beyond the Ultra 4K surface, and our main trio is about to find out the hard way. The question is, who's really playing who in this virtual dystopia? Now, I'm not gonna lie, this anime could have easily ascended to a higher tier level had they doubled down on the crappy game aspect, like reincarnated in a digital hellscape. Yes, I mean, finally an isekai that tackles the real issues like lags, unbalanced PvP, and expensive MTX. But nope, they had to play it safe. Still, while it missed a golden opportunity to traumatize us all, Shangri-La Frontier still delivers in other ways, so make sure you still check it out this fall. Frieren was having a quarter-life crisis. She defeated the Demon Lord, saved the kingdom, and achieved eternal glory, but while her crew talked settling down and tending to flowers or whatever it is that humans do, our immortal MC was kind of just left there like, okay, what the F do I do now? With nothing but free time and a serious case of indecisiveness on her hands, girl packed up her grimoire and left on a little spell hunting adventure. She told everyone she'd be back soon, but 50 years went by before she actually pulled up again, and by then everything had changed. The absolute legends she used to kick it with were now brittle, dusty graybeards, yelling at the new adventurers to get off their lawn. Aizen hobbled around on a cane thicker than his arm. Hyder was more wrinkles than man. Even Bro Himmer was coughing up along like,
Frieren, that you, girl? Been hell of a since remain, what's up?
Girlfriend was completely shook. She'd only been gone for what, like a day? Still, seeing everyone again was kind of lit. Mad tea was spilled during their sesh together. The vibe was unmatched. But then, a homie pieced out for good, and suddenly everything 404'd like a broken link. That's when Frieren realized it. 10 years these people had her back, and not once had she tried to get to know them. Too busy chasing levels to see the kings right beside her throne. Now their run had come to an end, and she hadn't even paused to say thanks. The pain of outliving her friends was intense. Girl was grieving, but she was also mad, you know, saying things like, whatever, I'm so done with humans and stuff. But when her last remaining friend laid there, begging her to do her one final solid, her resolve flew out the window real quick. Bro must have really rolled a nat 20 on his persuasion check, cause next thing you know, Frieren was signing papers to adopt an orphan kid as her own. I don't know, I guess a co-op campaign wasn't necessarily what she had in mind, but what do you know? Taking little Fern under her wing would eventually start reawakening something in our MC she thought was long dead, her sense of adventure and love for the game. Yeah, immortality may be a curse, but the right crew can make forever feel like not enough time. Frieren at the funeral, or Frieren Beyond Journey's end, I guess, is your new favorite comfort anime. A heartwarming reminder to live in the present and make the most of your playthrough. Our MCs never asked for these BS powers, but yeah, Fuko's the type of girl your parents warned you about. Just a touch and it is straight to the obituary, courtesy of her power to negate luck. Andy's no prize either, stuck in an infinite respawn loop like some buggy video game character. Needless to say, both of them are just so over life, but when Fuko's lethal touch accidentally meets Andy's immortal skin, reality suddenly short-circuits, exposing what seems to be a chance at freedom from their so-called gifts. Why is her curse falling limp on the one dude it shouldn't? And is there a way to change that? The search for answers pulls them down the sketchiest of rabbit holes. Turns out our MCs aren't alone. There's an entire organization of people with abilities just as insane as theirs known as the Union, and they basically just roped the two into an underground battle royale against humans. These are like incarnations of the laws of the universe which must be dealt with to avoid heavenly heat from the main men upstairs. Crazy, I know. Having to deal with God's cursed pets is messy enough on its own. Throw in some shady factions that love to steal and train these bad boys for mayhem, and you got yourself a pretty interesting new anime to check out this fall. Join Fuko and Andy as they disaster date their way across Japan, uncovering wild truths about their unwanted abilities and the messy drama that ensnares them both. Be warned though, this series really don't play by anyone's rules. I was actually kind of curious to see how they would adapt this because the first few pages of the manga are giving 7 deadly sins, Meliodas, I don't know. But yeah, it's cool that they toned it down in that sense because uncomfy intro aside, Undead Unluck might just slap. Power's cool, couples cute, fights lit, plot thick. I mean, the potential is all there. Only one way to find out if they stick the landing or take a fat L. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one.